How do you create winning teams? And how do you improve self-awareness? To answer these questions, investment guru Ray Dalio and a team of personality experts created the Principle U. This is a new personality test which has become a regular tool used at Bridgewater, the investment firm founded by Ray Dalio. The goal of the new tool: to optimize team working and performance. As a part of the experience, Ray Dalio asked some of today's innovators to try the assessment so that he could identify the personality traits of successful individuals, including Elon Musk. Ray Dalio was a speaker at Collision 2021. Here is what he has to say about the test and about a meeting with Musk himself.
You know, way back when I'm thinking about how do I replace myself and what's the type of person, I decided that I wanted to identify what I called a shaper. What is the magic that the person who visualizes something and builds out something terrific goes from visualization to actualization of great things. So people like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and Mark Benioff, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Reed Hastings, all of those who, and many more, Jack Dorsey and so on, those people have demonstrated ability to go from, so I wanted to take their DNA, intellectual DNA, so to speak. So I gave them and a bunch more these profile tests, assessment basically that captures how they think, to get what that mix was for that kind of a job. And of course it's valuable whatever job the person is in, but that's what I did. And I found that there was a pretty consistent profile, and includes Eric Yuan of Zoom and others, and there's a pretty consistent profile of that type of person in terms of being able to do those things. 0.6% of the population roughly has that. So that was that group. But I also realized that I needed not just that these people themselves needed other qualities from other people, otherwise they wouldn't have gotten anywhere. And so it was the ability to see how they then worked with others and to produce teams that taught me a lot. First, a sense of adventure and the desire to have a giant impact. They would simultaneously, very, very imaginative, but very, very practical. Would spend a lot of attention on that really big picture. But let me give you an example. Elon Musk, when he let me drive his car, and he gives me the key, and he shows the details of how the trunk it works and all of that. So to go, to Mars and simultaneously pay a lot of attention to that. And the one thing that was also very common of all of those is that there was no accepting of failure, and the dealing with people who were the not accepting less than excellence from people, being what I would say tough on people. Now I gave Mohammed Yunus, who received the Nobel Peace Prize for inventing microfinance and having more do-good companies. He's built more social enterprise companies than anybody. He was also considered one of the 5 greatest entrepreneurs of our time by Fortune. I gave him the test. I gave Jeffrey Canada, who changed Harlem's children's zone, he envisioned how to take care of children in 100 square blocks of Harlem, and they all care about people. But all of them would maintain those high standards and work in a certain way where they wouldn't compromise the capabilities of people. They would find their ways of getting past that. So, and I found that this is a big issue in terms of achieving those great goals. How do you deal with people's weaknesses in order to achieve good? So those are some of the characteristics of those people. Very humble, Very, very humble, interesting. Focused a lot of attention on what they don't know. These incredibly successful people would be more curious and more enthusiastically taking in the best thinking that they can. And you think, okay, well, they're brilliant and they're successful. They're successful because of what they know. It's how they acquired what they know through that voracious appetite and the open-mindedness. All of those qualities they had in common.
The tool was developed by putting together the most popular personality assessments available today, starting with the popular Myers and Briggs assessment test. But they were integrated with new questions more focused on building teams and create self-awareness.
Unlike a lot of tests which just give you your results, these tests allow you, assessments, these allow you to bring in somebody else and they will describe your relationship, what you'll encounter in your relationship with others. Relationships with people you work with, or relationships with, as you say, with spouses, friends, and so on. And they're uncannily accurate in being able to do that. So it's a big deal. I'm about 50% analytical and about 50% intuitive. So what is coming to me is I have a lot of intuitiveness. So what it balances when you look at that is it says, well, what's your approach? What's your mix? So I'm more a mix of like 50-50 intuitive and then analytical, because I personally believe, and I've experienced this, that there's the subconscious mind, that from the subconscious mind comes wonderful ideas. A lot of creativity comes up that way, but that it has to be reconciled with the analytical mind in order to go ahead and you assume it's correct.
Principle U was developed in collaboration with expert psychologists, in particular Dr. Brian Little, Dr. John Golden and Dr. Adam Grant, who was also at Collision 2021, in a video chat with Ray Dalio. Together the team developed the new assessment over a 2 years research and development process. And they measured traits that Ray Dalio and his team have observed and studied for many years, and consider critical for personal and organizational success. The assessment is also based on the latest research in personality science. The best part about the assessment is that any individual can now take it, for free. Just click the link below.